Check tcgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your first purchase with TCG Center 5 code. You can also trade your Pokemon bulk for a new Sun. How's it going, guys? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at the deck for the standard format, and it's another Mega Evolution deck for this weekend. So today I'm gonna play with Mega Altaria-EX, 220 HP Fairy Pokemon with the Mist Purge. For 3 energies, one of them Fairy and 2 Colorless energies. You can strike for 100 plus 30 more if Mega Altaria has any special energy attached to it. Which means that you can also heal 30 damage from all of your Pokemons at play. Switching between Mega Altarias can actually be very frustrating for your opponent, especially because you can do that for free with the Fairy Garden. And simply as that, you can also use the advantage of the Fairy Drop and Center Lady to heal damage counters as much as you can, which is just insanely good. Weakness of the Metal, resistance -20 on the Darkness, which is pretty strong against Darkness decks, very bad against something like a Mega Caesar, but still, even if you face Mega Caesar, you can simply play with the powerful gain. You can strike for 110 with Professor Kukui. Of course, if you have 2 Fairy Drops to heal 100 damage counters from Altaria, in that case you can simply knock out your opponent Mega Caesar in 2 turns, preventing him to knock out your Altaria. Overall, only 10 Pokemons, 40 trainer cards, and 10 energies. So a 4-3 line of the Altaria and Mega Altaria as the main attacker, 3 backup cards, 2 copies of Shaymin-EX for the setup, and 1 Hoopa for the countering, so we can simply search our deck for Altarias and Mega Altarias. Of course, it's a little bit risky to play only with 4-3 line of the Altaria, but yeah, it's a very good deck overall. Trust me, even if you start with a Shaymin, it's not the end of the world. Item cards, tons of item cards, so let's take a look at them. 4 copies of Fairy Drop. Heal 50 damage counters to one of your Pokemon that has any Fairy energy attached to it. I really like this card, especially because Mega Altaria can heal also 30 damage after you use Mist Purge with double course energy. So with the 1 Fairy Drop, we can simply heal 8 damage counters in a single turn with the Center Lady. In addition to that, 140 damage counters, which is just insane. It's very powerful. The same thing will apply for the Altaria. Only 2 copies of Mega Turbos in this build because I didn't find that I actually need more than 2 copies of them. Simply with 1 double course energy from hand of Mega Turbo, I can power up my Mega Altaria and be ready to go with that Mist Purge. 1 Professor's Leather, so I can search my deck for 2 basic energy cards and ultimately put into my hand. Very good, especially because with the Skyla, we can pick any trainer card. So if we don't have energy in our hand, but we have Ultra Ball and Mega Turbo, but we also don't have energy in discard pile, we can simply Skyla for Professor's Leather, grab some energies, discard them, and then Mega Turbo, and we're ready to go. A Special Charge times 1 to reshuffle back those special double colors energy is very important for Mega Altaria attack, same as 1 Super Rod because we only have 4-3 line of the Altaria. 4 copies of Trainers Mail is always welcome because we really want to have the best consistency with the Trainer Drove, same as 4 copies of Ultra Balls and VS Seekers. Supporter line is very long, as you can see. I'm running 8 different supporter types in total. 1 copy of Hex Maniac. Probably you're going to ask yourself why Hex Maniac. Just because we really need to have it against Giratina-EX. Against Giratina-EX we can 1-hit knockout with Mist Purge, but we really need to have Hex Maniac because Engagement Pulse will just prevent us from being able to attack with Mega Evolution Pokemon. On the other side, Lysandre times 1 is a sweet spot as always. 3 copies of N, so we can just reshuffle our hand back into deck and drop the number of cards equal to the number of remaining prize cards. The same thing will apply to our opponent, so I really like it. 1 copy of Center Lady, so I can heal 6 damage counters and remove all special conditions from one of my Pokemons in play. So with Center Lady, as I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, Center Lady and Fairy Drop, we can easily heal tons of damage counters from the Mega Altaria without too many problems, same for the Altaria. 1 copy of Pokemon Ranger, again, versus Giratina, very good card. Chaos will actually prevent us from being able to attach special energies, but also against Glacian-EX. In addition to that, I'm also running 1 Professor Kukui for extra 20 damage and extra drop 2 cards, 4 copies of Professor Sycamore as always, and 1 copy of Skyla, so I can search my deck for any trainer card I really need in the moment where I actually have my Skyla in my hand. 3 copies of Altaria Spirit Links, which means that I can simply evolve without losing my turn, and 10 energies in total. 4 of them are going to be, of course, double course energies, and 6 of them are going to be regular fairy energies. I really like the deck. It's really good. You wouldn't believe me, but the deck is really good and very powerful, especially with that heal. I mean, Fairy Drop is probably the best item card that actually exists right now in a standard form, in my opinion, because it can simply heal 5 damage counters. I mean, yeah, there's also V-Seeker and Max Elixir, but being able to heal damage counters without discarding energies or playing supporter card is just insane, in my opinion. So if you're looking for any of these cards, also you can find them on tcgcastle.com. You can find the link in my video description. Also, if you're looking to trade your bulk, you can do it right now in exchange for Sun and Moon Guardian Rising, is it the new set that is actually coming up? So make sure to check the link in my video description. Everything you need to know is in the description. So yeah, let's do some game tests and see how this deck will perform in action. So see you in the game. Alright, didn't want a coin flip, but maybe my opponent decided to let me go first. We should see. Even going second, it's not the end of the world, of course. I just want to start with my Altaria-EX instead of the Shaymin or maybe Hoopa. Speaking about Shaymin or Hoopa, I just managed to get my Altaria in the opening hand. I see on the other side the CGI-GX. This is going to be very frustrating for my opponent, I can tell you that, because he can use a Feather Arrow, but I can simply, with my Mega Altaria, heal 3 damage counters from all of my Pokemon in play. Mega Altaria is the best counter for the CGI-GX. This is just my personal opinion. I might be wrong. Of course, any kind of the fire deck is better because it can go for the one-hit knockout, but hey, my friends, if you can heal 3 damage counters, Feather Arrow is just useless. Of course, Garbodor is the big deal. Garbodor can simply just shut down his abilities and you really don't need to worry about it, but hey, Mega Altaria is also very good. So there is 1 copy of N, which means that I'm going to reshuffle my hand. I'm going to get Professor's Leather, which is very nice. I can get myself 2 Fairy Energies, and I can simply use Ultra Ball. Skyla is also top deck, which I really like. I'm gonna grab myself 2 energies. I'm gonna play them both for something like a Hoopa. With the Hoopa, I can search my deck for 2 more Altarias, and you can guess what? 1 copy of Shaymin. With the Skyla, of course, I'm gonna get myself Spirit Link. I'm probably taking a big risk right now using that Spirit Link, but I really don't care. At least next turn I can have 2 Mega Altarias in play. And right now I'm setting my Shaymin for 4. So what I'm gonna get with the setup for 4, we shall see. Alright, I'm pretty happy with the cards. There's a double course energy, Fairy Drop, Center Lady, 2 Mega Altarias. I'm ready to rock and roll, my friends. Mega Alakazam is also on the other side with the rest of the cards in my opponent deck. So let's just put another Mega Altaria in play, and let's play N to reshuffle hand a little bit to keep Fairy Drop and resources available. 1 Mega Turbo definitely gonna be played, and it's time for the Mist Purge. Mist Purge is gonna be for the knockout. There's a Fairy Garden. Okay. Right now, with the Mega Alakazam, he can simply Mega Evolve, which means he can also put 2 damage counters to my active Altaria, 3 damage counters to my benched Altaria. With 2 Mega Alakazams, I can have 4 damage counters, which means that he's going to strike for 10 plus 30 with the Zen Force for each damage counter on my active Mega Altaria, but that's still not going to be enough for the knockout. With 6 damage counters, it's going to be enough for the knockout. But will there be 6 damage counters from my opponent? I really don't have a clue about it, but it might be. Alright, there's another Rowlet, and the Psychic Energy for Alakazam. At least he can use Suppression, put 3 damage counters to both of my Mega Altarias, because they both have energy attached, but not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. That Suppression is not going to be that effective, simply because I can use Mist Purge and heal all damage counters easily. Speaking about easily healing damage counters, I'm also thinking about playing Sycamore in this situation. Discarding 2 very important resources. Well, I would like to have something like a V-Seeker for next turn available in my hand, just in case if I'm gonna need it. And this Mist Purge is gonna be for 130. Of course, I'm gonna heal 3 damage counters from both Altarias. There we go. Can he finally bring in play that the CGI GX? I'm not sure, but I hope he can. There's a rare candy, so it's gonna be the CGI finally. Really like that rare candy play. 2 damage counters can be placed to one of my Pokemon in play. And there's another round of the N. Alright. So many N's has been played so far from my opponent, 3 in total. I have feeling like he played 4 copies of N and maybe... Oh, there's another to CGI, so right now you can have 4 damage counters in play. That's not something that I should actually... worry about it, or I should actually worry about it. 4 damage counters to my Mega Altaria. If he can find Mega Alakazam, well, he can. That's gonna be Kinesis. But still not a big deal. Not a big deal at all, because I have Center Lady sitting in my hand, so like he didn't do nothing. Trainers Mail for the Sycamore. And right now I'm gonna play Ultra Ball for Sycamore and N, and I'm gonna get myself another Shaymin-EX. Of course, I'm also gonna use my Center Lady. I'm gonna set up my Shaymin, which is gonna be for 5. I'm thinking just for 1 more Spirit Link so I can have 3 Mega Altarias in play. Do I need that? Nope, but still. V-Seeker available. Which means that I can get myself Skyla. With the Skyla, for this turn, I'm not gonna be able... Yeah, that was a mistake. Alright, I just realized that I play support a card for this turn. Never mind, at least I'm gonna have Skyla in my deck for next turn. So there's a Mega Turbo and another Fairy Energy for me. At least my Mega Altarias are just full HP. Mega Alakazam will not be able to do anything. I mean, it's gonna be able to strike with 2 copies of, with 2 Feather Arrows and Zen Force. It's gonna go for like, let me see, 120, 130, so I'm gonna have 170 damage counters. Is it possible to heal all 170 in single turn? I can tell you one thing, it is. It is possible, so let's just see. I'm gonna first play my Fairy Garden, then I'm gonna just simply retreat for free. Then I'm gonna play my Skyla. I'm gonna grab another Fairy Drop. This is just ridiculous. You can just grab another Fairy Drop, you can heal 5 more damage counters, then you can simply switch for free, attack for 130, heal 30 damage, then switch again, and constantly switch and strike for 130 and healing 3 damage counters or even more per turn, which is just amazing. So my opponent just decided to concede, of course, so that's GG. Okay, so starting first, taking a look at the opening hand, no, right? I see Darkrai Giratina on the other side. I really hope there's no Shaymin-EX in my opponent deck, because that Shaymin's Beastly Fang is gonna be so damn strong against my Altaria-EX deck, because I'm running just pure EX deck. Shaymin's is the best counter for a deck like this. Trainers Mail top deck might give me something like a Lysandre. Alright. One Ultra Ball for Mega Altaria. And let it be that energy card. Of course, for Hoopa. What else I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna play that Super Rod so I can reshuffle Mega Altaria energy back into my hand, and I can scan the ring. Of course, I'm gonna scan the ring for 2 more Altarias and 1 Shaymin-EX, so I can set up for extra 4 cards. I really need 1 more copy of Ultra Ball so I can discard my Lysandre in my discard pile. It's very important to have a supporter like a Lysandre in discard pile, and I managed to get that. So let it be Lysandre and a V-Seeker in this case. For another Shaymin, of course. So there is a Fairy Garden, and I can still set up for 4. I'm searching for at least one Spirit Link. That's all I really want. I'm not gonna get it, so there's a Trainer's Mail for Professor Kukui, which I'm definitely gonna take into my hand, but that's gonna be overall... it's not yet gonna be it. Kukui for 2. Right now is definitely it. Alright, never mind. I have Kukui, I have Lysandre in my discard pile. I have 2 very strong supporter cards in my discard pile, so I'm happy. Switch Escape Probe discarded. Thumbs up for that. Next turn, I'm playing my Ultra Ball and I'm striking for 80. I might just even decide to Mega Evolve, I'm not sure yet. Really need to think a little bit about that. Really need to think a little bit about that Mega Evolution. Simply because I already played my Super Rod and I don't know how many Mega Altarias I have left. On the other side, I also don't want to discard that easy my Fairy Drop. I really don't want to discard my Mega Turbo without being able to play it. It's all gonna depend on how many Pokemons with energies my opponent will have on that turn 1. I really like that Pearl City play down 3 to me, because I can simply discard my Shaymin from play. I really don't know why players often do that, because it just really does not make any sense. Just to me, really does not make any sense. Never mind. Let's just Mega Evolve. Let's just Mega Evolve. Really want to Mega Evolve. Simple as that. If I take any damage counters next turn, I can use my Fairy Drop. Look at the Hydreigon as a secret weapon in my opponent's deck. I really like that. So Sycamore for 7. But the good thing is that he actually attached Darkness energy to his active Darkrai, which means he can't attach energy from hand to his benched Pokemon. So theoretically right now he can strike only for 70, 90. Okay, 9 damage counters. And 5 of them are going to be healed with a single Fairy Drop. Plus 3 more is going to be healed with the Mist Purge. So far I can heal 90% of the damage counters that he can do with his Darkrai. Okay, so a Trainer's Mail. Another Trainer's Mail for the V-Seeker. That V-Seeker is pretty dope. Simply, he can offer him... Oh! Resistance minus 20! Why I always forget about that? Never mind. I think definitely it's time to use that Ultra Ball and just to see what else I have left in my deck. I have 2 Mega Altarias left. There's a Hex Maniac. There's 3 copies of Spirit Links. Only 1 double Course Energy. Time to play Sycamore. Oh, that's great. 2 Spirit Links. It's very important to get those Spirit Links, simply because you really want to attach them before Giratina strike you with the Chaos Wheel. No doubt about it. So I'm full HP again. I have 2 V-Seekers, but I don't see the sign of the Skyla in my deck, in my discard pile. Skyla would be very good. There's another Max Elixir. Right now he can strike for 90, maybe 110 with another Max Elixir, minus 20. So right now he can strike actually for 90 with his Darkrai, but he might just decide to switch his Darkrai to another Darkrai. If he do that, of course I'm gonna just stick with my V-Seeker for Lysandre. Energy from hand to Giratina, so that's gonna be 110. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.5 with the Fighting Fury Belt, so 130. Oh, there's a Lysandre from my Altaria. And guess what? It's gonna be 130 because I have resistance right there. Didn't expect that, so I'm gonna need to play. I can always risk with Professor Kukui, for example, but in that case, let's see, the first card would be Fairy... Oh no, if I just use that... Never mind, okay, it's okay. It's okay, no need to panic. No need to panic, my friends. I'm back in the action. Fairy Drop. Trainers Mail, just because we can. Oh, for the Center Lady. Unfortunately, can't play Center Lady right now, but what I can do is retreat down to another Mega Altaria, strike with the Mist Purge for 130, and heal 3 more damage counters from the bench at Altaria, and grab 2 prize cards. Mega Altaria is so freaking damn good. It's so underrated that this is just not true. Let's see which type of the Pokemon is going to be promoted for my opponent. It's going to be Giratina EX, alright. Well, right now I need something that's called Hex Maniac. Right now I need something that is called Hex Maniac. There's a V-Seeker for N. I would like to see N. And I would love to see Hex Maniac, of course. 3 V-Seekers has been played. No sign of the Hex Maniac. There's another Darkness Energy for his Giratina. And the Super Rod. I completely forget about Giratina. You gotta be kidding me. I still have Ultra Ball for 1 Altaria, so I can grab at least 1 copy of Altaria, for example, but I'm gonna need Hex Maniac as a top deck. Hex Maniac was a top deck, and I have 1 more V-Seeker in my deck, which means that I'm gonna have victory sooner or later. Speaking about victory sooner or later, let's just play that Ultra Ball. Why I'm gonna play Ultra Ball right now, why I'm doing that, just because I really want to think some of the cards in my hand, just in case of the end. So there's a Mist Purge, it's gonna be for 1 hit knockout versus Giratina, 260. Of course I'm gonna heal 3 more damage counters from my bench at Mega Altaria, but I think this is pretty much it right now. I even managed to pull another Altaria-EX, but my opponent had only 1 single Darkrai in his hand, so that's just it. I mean, I could simply Lysandre his Hydreigon on the bench and go for the last 2 prize cards, which would be the GG. So overall, Mega Altaria, very powerful deck and very underrated, I can definitely tell you that. But in my opinion, it's just worked so perfectly, and it was so strong versus that Darkrai Giratina. Even Giratina was not able to do anything. Even it has that protection from the Mega Evolutions. Hex Maniac was just perfectly timed, and I managed to grab victory, so that's just it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to hit the like button or subscribe to the channel for more videos. If you have any questions, you know that you can always send me a message to the Facebook or leave the comments below. Let me know what you think about this build. I really like it, and I think it's very powerful, especially with the Fairy Drops and with the Center Lady. So overall, that was it for today's video. See you next time, so have a nice day, and goodbye.